Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending when you see that Tedtalk. Today talk about of the video games, and this is the future at play. The video games have future, are good or bad? Okay, let's start. Have you ever spent hours playing video games without even noticing the time? You are not alone. Over 3 billion people around the world play video games regularly. But what impact will that have on 10, 20 years? Today I want to invite you to think behind the video games because video games don't use entertainment. They educate and connect people. And yes, they can also be a real problem or addiction. Your thought about the before. Let's do this. Let's start with the real facts. The real facts is that 3.2 billion gamers around the world. You are not unique with that problem. If you play video games, you are part of that fact. But 1 or 3% affected by video game addiction. It's not normally use of the video game. In that case, that people or that percent have an addiction for some video game. The most popular games are Minecraft, Fortnite, Call of Duty, some cheap video games, for example Free Fire. In the kids are really big addiction. For example, Roblox is other video game, the most cheap video games. But not all is negative. Let's start with the positive of the video game, the benefits of that. Studies show the video games improve attention, memory, and problem solving skills. This is the interesting, if the people can connect the video games with the educate, with the memory, with some skills, that is awesome. The text and visuals benefits, cognitive development, games used in therapy or education, and collaboration and communication in an online gaming. For example, in my example, I play video games in my life, but some part of my development with the idiom English is part of the video game. In some video games don't translate to Spanish, and in that case I learn English with some video game. And you say, yeah, this can be an option to improve your idiom. They also promote teamwork. Online games like Fortnite or Minecraft, you can win those alone. You can, for example, in that game, you need, the team makers to do some things. Some games are even using therapy to help people with motor problems or to train visual skills. That's amazing, right? And that part is the bad, the risk, and the future consequence. But not everything is alright. Some excessive use can lead real issues. The first is the addiction, recognized by the World Health Organization, and the physical problems like back pain, age strain, and sedentary lifestyle. In some cases, social isolation, and that is real. The video games create addiction, and you are overthinking of the reality, and physical problem, that is a real fact, because some people don't move, don't practice some exercise, some sport for living the video game, and that is a sedentary life and problems in the future with the physical problems. And in some cases create social isolation. If you don't talk with real people, you are people alone, people without people. and that provoke that the social isolation, and you don't have social interaction of the real life. And when combined with violence content, some studies show that it can increase aggression in vulnerable individuals. That's worrying. Yeah, so worrying. Some video games are a lot of aggressive, a lot of bad things, and that create in the people, on the kids, a surrealist style of life. It's not normal, or is not the same of the real life. But you can create a balance of that. So, our video games are good or bad? In truth, they neither heroes and villains. They are tools, and depends how we use them. The case of balance: play, but also move. Learn, not just compete. And be mindful of what we consume, right? And my phrase is that video games are the problem. Uncontrolled use is the problem. A lot of time with video game is bad, but if you play sometime, it's good. Your responsibility are the first, and you need do the real things first, and later you can entertain with that. The conclusion and call attention are imagining a future where video games teach story, promote empathy, and support mental health. That the future is possible. Change the mind of the people to use the video games for good things. But we need to conscious users and responsible, creative, and intentional. We can play with purpose. We can play with purpose. We can design with care. That's the real challenge. That's the real challenge, because the future of video game is in your hands. And that's the final message. Play with purpose, play with intention. Thank you so much for seeing that TED show. I love, appreciate of that attention for you. Thank you for listening, and that is all. See you. Bye bye.